That ain't, man. Did
I
you?
don't, bro. I'm so hot, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. He's gonna slide, bro. YG can't perform in LA no more, bro.
Hey man, real stay shit. You already know what the fuck going on, man. So, in light of this whole situation with Drakeo the Ruler, it's like everything that niggas in LA have been talking about with everything that kind of happened between him and a group of people which resulted in his death. Like, a lot of people on Draco's side were basically saying that fucking YG was banned from performing in LA. Specifically, this sort of happened from this one video, but before we get into all that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's run this shit the fuck up. You already know. And also check out my merch in the link in the description. Yes sir, stay safe world. So basically the video kind of stems from K7 basically saying that like YG is banned from performing in LA. A lot of people saw it. It was basically in reaction to events that happened to Drakeo on Saturday, where Drakeo was stabbed in the neck fatally at a concert in South Central LA. I guess K7 was there. And people were saying that his statement was snitching. I'm not really trying to get into all that. But they were basically saying that YG was going to be banned from performing. That's what he was saying. So I'm like feeling like this, like everyone was sort of just saying that on the internet, but in reality I feel like people aren't even thinking about the fact of how this could affect other people's careers, not even on like a gang politics level, but on like a fucking like business level. So this was a big ass festival once upon a time in LA. It was sponsored by and ran by Live Nation. I don't know if y'all know, but they were the same people that did Astroworld and shit. I made a video on that before. But basically the issue kind of stems in the fact that, I mean, like a lot of people were blaming one specific side, and that side being YG. And I feel like that, like, we don't even know if that's true or not, or what exactly happened, but people are, based off what I guess this main guy sort of said, like, they're saying that it was definitely YG's fault or something. But say that it was. So, allegedly, if it was, or if he had anything to do with it, like, even not on like a gang level, but on like a business level, I don't think that these, like, how are they going to be able to book artists in LA? If this is like what possibly could happen, especially not big festivals like this. Like, this is something that is definitely, I feel like, gonna affect crowds in a way, because Astroworld already kind of happened, and that already had people feeling some type of way about like festivals, at least in large rap crowds. Like, it painted rap music as like a devil like type music with niggas satanic, like making sacrifices for people and stuff like that. So I feel like that in itself already had a bad look for rap music. But now we go to this situation where a headliner is literally murdered backstage. Like, that is all types of a dub. Like, if you're even associated, if people associate you with that, they're definitely gonna say your shows are too dangerous, and they're probably not gonna want to book you. I mean, like, I don't know a place, like, you could probably get some places somewhere in like in the cut, maybe somewhere like a low-key venue or something, but it's like, you really think that if you're associated with someone, like, even if it's not even true, but like, say that you're somehow linked to it in reality, like, you think that the like promoters and stuff are gonna want to fucking like book you for shows? Like, it's wild. And it's like, even not in the city of LA, just on a larger scale, being a big artist, like, even when you go to other cities, that's gonna stay on your fucking like record basically, and people are gonna think about that, and then shows are gonna think twice about booking you for tours and other things. It's probably not a good look. That is kind of letting the business kind of go downhill, and it's like, people aren't gonna want to go to your events. People, like the average fan, maybe like hip-hop bloggers and niggas that are like journalists and shit, are want to go, but like, I feel like it's kind of like a downhill scenario if you think about that, because it's like, who the fuck is gonna want to book you? On top of that, it's gonna have a like major like bad look towards LA as a whole. Like, you already see it. Rolling Loud is not even in LA anymore. It's all the way in San Bernardino. It's deep, like an hour away or whatever. So it's like, I don't understand how people exactly are gonna like pop off and come through and shit when they're afraid for their lives, you know? Like, it's like, that shit crazy. And whatever the fuck happened, like if it was an artist or whatever that came through, like it's definitely gonna fuck up the business aspect of it, because I don't really see how, like that is kind of like the worst case scenario. But like people are not gonna want you to pull up if you're killing other artists and shit. Like niggas killing headliners, bruh, like that's OD. And I made a whole video on this before, how Live Nation can basically like, I don't know, like they need to do something different with their security, obviously, after Astroworld and this, but it's like, I don't even know how that's gonna work. And in the future, I feel like it's gonna be a lot different. Like it's probably only gonna be like, I don't know, there'll probably be some places that will have like people like that, like large scale artists that are like, have like a more street like type vibe. Probably in LA, I feel like maybe like in the cut. Like I really don't think these like you really think like these main level venues in LA, like in downtown and shit where everyone be at, like you think they're gonna allow this? Like maybe, but like that's kind of a liability, because they're gonna see like Draco's mom was already talking about suing the whole venue, suing the organizers, the venue, probably the security companies. So like why on earth would they want to take the chance with liability? Like you see what happened to Astroworld, that was like $1 billion suit. You think, and that one is kind of up in the air, but like this one with Live Nation currently with Draco's mom, like I wouldn't be surprised if they win, because they just like, what, that's definitely some type of negligence on someone's behalf. And I just feel like these venues and these promoters are just not gonna want to have to like deal with that. They don't want to have to like be in that type of scenario where they have getting sued by $1 billion for $1 billion, like on some Astroworld shit. I wonder how much this is gonna be. Probably like in the hundreds of millions, I would expect. Really, like who wants to get sued for like hundreds of millions of dollars, and all they're really getting in the short term is getting some audience of people that's only gonna make them money in one day. You feel me? So it's not gonna make sense on a business level. People are gonna definitely lose out on this, and it's just all around bad for the culture of rap music in LA. And it just is bad in LA, like in general, because it's showing like how people were saying, like when that fucking officer was saying this shit was the purge, like when the it was basically like the leader of the police union in LA was saying that it's the purge on some Fox News shit, trying to spread hysteria. And then it turns out that fucking this type of shit happens, and then people are really calling it like Purge Town or some shit like that. I don't know if niggas saying that, but like the title kind of fits, you feel me? So we're gonna see it, man. This shit crazy. Definitely not good, and it definitely has people shook as a rap audience. Like, so it's wild, man. It's sad. They just had a candlelight vigil for him, and hella people showed out, so it was pretty crazy. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the whole like community of rap and stuff, and what it happens, because hopefully it doesn't get locked down after this. I wouldn't be surprised, especially with COVID. It's just not looking good. But I guess you could benefit if you're a different type of artist that comes to LA. If you're like an actual like artist, like on some like Tyler Creator, like Earl Sweatshirt, like they'll probably still be able to perform. But even them, like venues might even look at them sideways too, just because the whole stigma of rap music now in LA. So man, tune in next time and we'll fucking find out what the fuck happens. But who the fuck knows? Hey man, real stay shit. That's all I gotta say on this shit. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's run this shit the fuck up. Make sure you check out the merch and the link in the description. Peace.